Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Commissar Zero here, bringing you a look at Armoured Warfare. It's, well, how can I explain it to people who don't understand it? It's basically 21st century World of Tanks, but with its own twists and its own things. For instance, there's PvE up here, which makes it unique and different. It's not copying World of Tanks, it's just adding to the formula and making it unique in its own sort of way, at least in my opinion. This is early access. I did foot out a bit of monies so that I could just take a look at it. There's limited access gameplay, as you can see on these things that will continuously show. And this is phase 3 of testing, so for this entire weekend, if you do decide to buy a Founders Pack and get into it, you can test it out on this weekend. And I'm at Tier 2. Well, first of all, let's show you how it works. I'm not going to give you a complete rundown, I can do that later on. If you really like it, I can show you, but unlike World of Tanks, which is tech trees based on countries, these tech trees are based on dealers. You have the American type dealer, which is apparently based on diplomacy and some sort of technology crap. So you've got Leopards, Leopard 2s, M1A1 Abrams, and you've got, you know, M16 patterns and all that jazz. I went down the other one, which is more based on Russian tech, but not because of the Russian stuff, based on solely because of this, and this. British tanks, the Chieftain Mark 5, Challenger Mark 1, and the Scorpion. The lovely, lovely Scorpion. The FV-101, which looks a lot like the Scimitar actually, which is still in service in the British military. What else? There was another British vehicle actually, one that people really hate apparently. It's called the Swingfire because it's basically an AT tank and it's got rockets. Anyway, let's get straight into it so I can show you. So I'm going to take the Scorpion out for a run. We'll do PvP just to keep it simple. Just wait to get into a queue. Should be a load of fun. So the Scorpion is a quick rundown in actual history. In this it's a tier 2 tank. It's a light tank, which is what it is. It's more of a reconnaissance vehicle actually. Light tanks always are. Or infantry support vehicles. Infantry fight, but that eventually turned into the IFV, the infantry fighting vehicle. And the Scorpion is equipped with... It's a very interesting gun. It can fire multiple types of shells. High explosive and HESH. High explosive... what was the A stand for? No, HESH. High explosive squash head ammunition, that's the one. Which is designed when the round hits the target, the inside of the tank vibrates and fires bits and crap into the compartment, and that's how it was designed to damage. It was essentially, and destroy parts of the modules inside the vehicle. And this is where it went all terribly, terribly wrong. Essentially, what happened was, I believe, my microphone came out, or something happened because obviously it wasn't plugged in properly. Because you can hear me speaking, ladies and gentlemen, and it's in that sort of annoying tone, I suppose you can say. I will fix that. I'll find a way to sort of shut myself up so you can just hear me do this recording over it. Because usually I record via Fraps, I don't go for Audacity. I do have Audacity just in case. But I prefer just recording straight up with Fraps instead of doing a voiceover as well. Anyway, this is the first look at the Tier 2 Scorpion. First look, I think, for all of you actually in Armoured Warfare. And as you can see, the sort of line up, the stand up, the starting is exactly the same as World of Tanks. You've got the allies in the top left, enemies in the top right. You've got your sort of image of your tank in the bottom left, the map in the bottom right, and there's not much else you can really say about it. What is there else to really say? Right, what else do we have? So, what I was planning on doing was something significant.
Ammo up?
So the plan was to hook round, head straight north, and then head due west, and this is sort of a meeting point for quite a lot of the main battle tanks. I think with these phases, quite a lot of the new people, including myself, are still trying to work out where you're meant to go in certain situations. I think I banged on about the Scorpion being a light tank. It's not, it's an armoured fighting vehicle, or IFV, infantry fighting vehicle, but in here it's classified as an AFV. So your main job is a scout. Scorpion's difference is the Scorpion's got a gun. As you can see here, I basically try and use the buildings as cover, which doesn't work because that Scorpion whaps me. That one has a go as well. And I'm trying to sort of get around. You can see in the kill feed in the bottom right, you can see it says, I've spotted, which, you know, goes to help, which is always nice. So yeah, I get lit up by LAV. I knock that one out quite quickly. LAVs are quite dangerous, especially to AFVs like myself. I know I'm throwing lots of acronyms out. Oh, and I died. Nice. But yeah, the idea is, because the AFVs have such light armour, AFVs such as the LAV 150 with their autocannons can rip you up quite easily. For things like the T-62s, M60 Patterns, all the main battle tanks, it's kind of an annoyance. Some of them actually, genuinely, the hits put you off. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I think I mentioned it in the videos, but look at it, that sort of shockwave and that smoke, I think is beautiful, it's amazing. Look, he's going to fire again, I think. See if it fires again so I can show you. See if he knocks one out. Oh, look at that, it's amazing. Now what I was nattering on about in this video at this point was I thought the T-62 is quite an ugly tank. I mean, look at it, ladies and gentlemen, it's like a bulbous top, a bit like the old series Warhammer 40k Predators, actually. I think they've made it lore-wise the Great Crusade era tanks rather than the current ones. And I can understand the oh, he's out. I can understand. I mean, look at the M60. That's a lovely looking tank. He's getting LA back. So he's not really doing anything about it after. Now he is, but he's getting hit with the run. Knock him out. No, he misses. And this guy's going to die quite quickly. Anyway, the T-62 has got quite a bulbous turret, which I can understand why it's effective. It deflects rounds, and the T-62 was one of the Soviet era's newer battle tanks. I think it was the 1950s, early 50s, or was it late 40s? I can't remember. Where they brought the T-62 out, and it was meant to be, oh look at this advanced new tank. It's more advanced than anything we've ever done before. The T-50s and the T prototypes are nothing compares to these. And you know, pretty true actually. The T-62 was a new looking tank. The Scorpion's going to have a crack at this main battle tank. Dodges the round, circles around the back, obviously going for a shot. Oh no, actually this is the guy where I think I do wonder, is he going to shoot? It's very confusing that he doesn't seem to. It is actually physically possible, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually physically possible to... Oh, poor man. It's physically possible to go into a match without ammunition loaded and you look like an absolute idiot. I've done that before. When you change the gun, it removes all the ammo. And you have to remember to put the ammo in. It doesn't remind you, by the way, you're going to battle without ammo. It actually just throws you in. I think this is me trying to not caps lock him to death, but I think I was asking a question like, do you have ammo in the vehicle? At which point somebody else goes, well yeah, how can we not shoot? And I'm thinking, well, I haven't seen him fire. He might have, and I might have missed. Of course, I could be wrong. See, there you go. And I think I debated responding, but honestly it was more of a question. I wasn't actually being... I can understand it can come across as being quite passive aggressive. Why don't you have ammo in your tank? Why don't you fire? So I don't like doing that. There are some very infuriating people in these matches, but so far the people I've played here are either just new or short runs being new. Ooh, what a shot. So this is a quite good map actually. I like this map. It's not my favourite one. I prefer urban combat when it comes to tanks. It's more obvious. You can get some pretty good flanks around. You've got loads of cover to work with. Whilst here, the airfield is kind of a kill zone really. And I think we definitely lost this one. I'm pretty sure because, let's be honest, the Scorpion against the T-62. So yeah. Actually, does he lose? I really can't remember. It's been a while. We'll have to take a look. I don't know if you can hear tanks in the fog of war yet. I'm not too sure. I think he gets clocked. I'm pretty sure. There he is on the map. He fires. T-62 fires. T-62 shall probably fire again. Gets a hit, dies. There we go. Turret goes flying off. Ammo rack hit. Of course, charming language on the left again. So that was the first match. I think I did 2. I'm pretty sure. I must have done 2 because, you know, it seems quite unfair. One. Yeah, here comes the second one. And this so far is my favourite map. Oh, got some Chinooks flying over. Wrong direction, of course. That's very interesting flying. The guy on the far right there sort of swerves around the corner. Kicking on the nose pedals. Actually, no, that wouldn't be the nose pedals, would it? It would actually have to physically press right on the stick. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember from my cadet days whether it was that or I don't know.
Driver, move out.
So, how do I approach this one? This one I think I did quite well in actually. I'm pretty sure I did. So we're coming from the north, so we have the high ground going into the city, which has no effect whatsoever when you go out to meet the enemy because you meet them further away from the link. But it's a nice morale advantage, I think. I think everyone feels more confident when they're on the high ground. It's just a matter of fact. I mean, if any of you do paintballing or airsoft, if any of you actually just do any of you in cadet groups or something, and you're like, oh, we've got the high ground. Well, now I can see them coming. Sort of trying to do some Tony Hawk level skating over those rocks with the poor Scorpion. So the Scorpion was a very interesting tank. I don't know if I talked about it a lot. FV-101, I think it was. The British Army loves classifying it as FV fighting vehicles, what its classification is. And its scimitar is quite loosely based off this, except it uses an autocannon instead of the HE gun on this. And I think it holds the record for the most produced, or the fastest produced tank in the world. Some groups still use it, or some variant of. And of course it was used, as the scimitar's used. Nice. I got really lucky that he missed there. It's used... yeah. See, I remember this match. I did quite well in this match because it wasn't me... Oh, yeah, the guy got really angry about this. And I went round... my position was very good. And you can even I don't know what SSJ stands for. Even one of the worst people in this game, I don't think I'm very good at this game. I got clocked from behind, so I had to go around there. Can do really well if they have a good position. Like here, I flank round, but I actually end up in the middle of the firefight here, which is not necessarily that good. But I do manage to clock quite a few people as they're scurrying for cover. I'm also top tier, which is quite nice, especially as AFV. You know, at tier 2 there aren't no tier 2 tanks. So there is talk of it. Now, I got clocked here on the left by, I think it was a PT-76, or was it a fellow Scorpion? Was it? No, it was an LAV. No, it must have been a Scorpion. I was a bit miffed about that at the time, but I realised quite quickly, well, I did sort of just jump out in front of him. So we all charge forward. The M113 goes first, which is not a very good idea for him. but I'm not objecting. I'm trying to mark this guy. Just mark him. If you are an AFB, try and mark people because it does help out. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, my mouse decides to screw around there. So yeah, the M113. I suppose he is actually doing a decent job. I think what he's trying to do, which is what I probably would do, is chase down and get up close and personal so you can use that auto gun. Auto cannon, sorry, to its best effect. But he's now left the city limits. I don't think he's going to last much longer. He should try and stay within the buildings. The cover provided from outside interference is far more advantageous than like he just got clocked. He ran out of the city perimeter.
Identify.
Yeah, so this guy, look how quickly, he's a tier 1 and he clocks me quite quickly. I shouldn't have taken the shot, I think I should have tried to run, but he would have chased me. I'm not very good at preserving my vehicles, I'm not going to lie. Oh, anyway, so it continues around. I think he's still alive. And we've pretty much got this in the bag. It's now just a matter of chasing them down and trying to stick together, because even 3 against, what, 5, 2, 3, 6, 3 against 6, it's still, they still have a chance, especially like this. The LAV, I don't know, I think he loses, because the M113, oh no, he wins. The M113 might have won that, mainly because the M113 should, in theory, have better armour than the LAV. LAV, whilst we're talking about it, it's an American-produced AFV, never used by the American military. It was designed for export. There's quite a lot of it was exported. It has seen that. There we go. He gets clocked. Last one over there. The problem with the HE shells of the Scorpions is that it takes a long time for the shell to reach its target. So you have to think about it. It is just a matter of getting it done now, though, pretty much. I'm sure they will, though. Well, I remember winning this match, so I'm sure they do. Yeah, he takes a frontal hit, misses. He's trying to close the distance, get around, which is what Scorpion's very good at doing. There we go, he gets clocked. And that's that. And then the screen is quite similar, of course, to what tanks. Gives you performance, the damage, experience earned, all that jazz. And yeah, that match especially highlights the importance of positioning. So it's getting near the end now, and I'm going to try and wrap it up quite quickly. As you can see, that's experience, damage earned, and all that jazz. I did quite well, top 3. The top 3? Yeah, I can't really see from this angle. From the far away I am from the screen, I can't tell. And as you can see here, there are upgrades and money is spent, much like experience and credits. And then that eventually goes towards unlocking. You get halfway across and then over halfway to unlock the tank. And of course, you know, there's my other one. There's different dealers. This one's from the other one, the blue one. This is from yellow. Just sort of highlighting the differences now. And yeah. It's essentially that sort of jazz. Those are the sort. I haven't obviously gone through the basics, but I hope you do enjoy. I hope if you have got this, I hope you enjoy it. And please let me know if you want to see more of these videos. This is early access, of course. This is or limited early access, I should say. It's not even. I think it's somewhere in between alpha and beta, closed beta maybe. I don't actually know, but please bear that in mind if you do choose to put money towards this. I'm not sponsored by any of this lot, I just enjoy Armoured Warfare. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoy this video. Sorry for the little cock-up, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day.